Hey YouTube. So I don't know why my phone just deleted the last two videos. I finally figured it out. I had way too much storage on my phone, so I wasn't actually recording. It happens. Um, so I pulled everything out twice now, and it's getting late, so I'll be very short on this one. A friend of mine has sold me a motor plate to convert my big block into a drag and chassis. I just found it. I went through all my sled parts that was in storage for about a month, and yeah, I just so happen to not have the electronic reverse parts for my 700, but I have one for an 809 Skidoo triple. Only triple that I know that has had electronic reverse. So this will kind of give you a tech tip. So I'm going to flip my phone around here and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so for these 700s, this originally, this is a non-VES bottom end that you can convert VES cylinders on. They just literally bolt on. As you've seen in my last video, I just take them right off. That's funny, I actually got the old non-VES head on the VES cylinders, but I'm going to be getting a red head. Long story. I'll be going through that build with you guys. You'll see me do a lot of growth and changes on this channel, but that old motor is getting torn down. Fresh gaskets, carb kit, motor plate, angled car boots to clear the steering stem. I got altitude compensator kit, so I have auto elevation in my sled, so I don't have to jet on the mountains. Now, to add electronic reverse on these, you're going to need stator, magneto. There's certain numbers, degrees on here actually. I can't focus. There's degrees and numbers. You'll have to do your research. On the top of my head, I cannot remember. Then there's a wiring harness that goes. So this goes to your ignition coil CDI box. This goes to your main harness. On the 2003 and up style, there's a longer miniature harness that you'll need. That I believe it's different plugs than this, so just don't even look at that. But there's a different harness I know they put on. So yeah, you'll need the harness that adapts. Oh, that goes. I just get the whole main wiring harness. I get the stator, magneto, and then you need here's your CDI box, and then you'll need a separate ignition coil that runs from your spark plug, because they don't build it into the newer style for the Polaris VES engines. What they did different is Polaris had the Ducati CDI, so they had the ignition coil and the CDI built into one, and they're getting very hard to find now, and they're about $500. I sold one. Let's just put it this way: it covered the cost of a brand new Series X Xbox. Supply and demand, man. Guy was coming through. I live right off Highway 16 going west to BC, Jasper, Banff, all that stuff, all the mountains, right? So guys pass through here a lot. Posted up for sale. Sold like literally, dude's like, if I could come there this hour, I would. I posted up, put it up 5, 10, not even 15 minutes, and dude's like, I'm gonna come get it. Like, if I can't come tonight after work, I'm coming tomorrow. Dude, no rush, no worries. Met him Walmart parking lot. And yeah, so that's more or less why everybody's converting over. I have a friend right now that's doing it. He's converting over from, he wants to add electronic reverse because the Ducati CDIs are so expensive. If you're already $500-600 just in that one piece, you might as well add electronic reverse. So you need carburetors. If you have the old wedge Indy setup, which most people have already, you'll need Mikuni rack carburetors. You'll need the CDI box. You'll need stator, magneto with the right. That magneto needs to be the right number on it, the right degrees, and then you'll need the wiring harness and ignition coil, and then your on the older sleds, your secondary clutch needs the helix that goes back and forth. So that's basically how you would do it. I got the 809 one sitting here, and it's kind of crazy. I had to do some digging and researching and basically have the hands on my parts and spend $600. That's what this, not even the car, but I got extras with it from my buddy Mike Moore. He gave me like a bunch of stuff. I've got Dialojet carbs and everything he gave me for $600. It was a screaming deal. Plus I got an original, this is kind of a gem. 2001 shop manual, if I can find. Pretty cool, man. So, anyways, I got the how-to in there. He gave me an electronic reverse kit off an 809 to put in my Mach Z 780, which I'm taking the 780 and putting it in an Summit 1000 chassis. I don't care what people say, think it's heavy. I don't give a shit. This is for me, not for anybody else. This is the 809. Again, I have it upside down. The 809, type 809 housing. And I've already checked with the bolts and everything. It does, that fits on a 780 block. So I've got an entire 780 motor crank. There's the, I've got cylinders, I've got valves. This is a second motor. The motor I have there is this is the 780 style, the water pump, the old school water pump. And this is the 809 one. So that's how I know it works. Yeah, I do got the motor in here. I'll have to pull it out and go through everything. Get the crank out, set it in some, soak it in some oil in a tub or something. And yeah, but so you can add electronic reverse to your skidoos, triples, the only triple known that I know to have electronic reverse. You can add it to your big blocks. It's a matter of research, man. I've done a lot of the groundwork for a lot of guys that are currently asking about it, so I got sled parts everywhere. I'm pretty excited to start building. So you guys are going to have to wait patiently. I've still got to get this thing out of here. I got to order the parts tonight. So tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to order the parts for the Jeep. Fix the Jeep up, get it out of here. And then after that, sleds, man. We don't even have enough snow here. So whatever, it is what it is. It's not like I'm in a crazy rush. I still got to get pistons for this bad boy. So need to track down some pistons. I know what I want. I've already sized up the cylinders and stuff. So yeah, so you guys are going to be watching me grow and things as I go along. Trying to do quick videos here because it's late and I've already done 2 of these. One was a 10-minute video. I'm like, how did I spend 10 minutes? And now I just looked at my time and it's 8 minutes. So time flies when you're in the garage. So anyhow, that's kind of the quick little tech tip for tonight. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on, before I go, what do you think makes a mod machine? I mostly build sleds. I traded my last mod sled towards a CR500. Yeah, couldn't pass it up. My mod sled was maybe to the right person, man. It still needed a lot of finishing. Maybe $3,000. Maybe. I was pushing it. I know what was in it. I know what I had into it wasn't $3,000, but what I could sell so I traded it for a non-running diesel, and my buddy that I've already done deals with, he's in Manning, and yeah, he's gonna come this way and pick up the truck and give me a CR500. Those are basically an unobtainable bike. They're a rough one. I don't know. In Canada, Alberta, they're not cheap. It's hard to find one under $5,000. So a nice done up mint, like I've seen them go for 10, 12 grand. So yeah, it's the CR500 market. It's kind of, I don't know, like I was saying earlier, the Ducati CDIs, supply and demand. CR500s, supply and demand, right? But it's kind of nice when you're building and you're in the world, you can find parts and source parts pretty, I'm not going to say cheap, but affordable, right? So I know lots of guys. There's a guy, NPP. You guys want good exhaust? NPP. I'm going to throw another name out here. Brad Worston makes incredible engine plate. Guys, look at this quality. Look at that. Look how thick that is. Basically, what this does is it puts your old big block 700, 600, 800 motors in a Dragon chassis. I'm sure he makes one. He can make one to put these old motors in like your pro chassis or whatever. I just like the Dragons. They're cheap. They're everywhere. They're comfortable for my ride. I'm not a big mountain rider, to be honest. Never been to the mountains. Will I go? Yes. One day I plan on going. I've got parts out the yin yang for Dragons. For instance, stew pipe sitting right there, right? I've got some sweet side panels that I scored off a guy, the air breathers. So I've got sled parts, just all sorts of parts, man. There's a skidoo motor somewhere in there. So so when I go through it and I build, I'm excited to have you guys with me. So that's kind of the long short of it. All right, see you guys in the next one.